Hi, it's your coach Joe Lucas. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to November 28th. And yes, I have been away for the last week on my Thanksgiving break. Hope you and your family, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, had a great holiday. Now, let's get back to business. Let's turn our attention to the end of the year sprint. You know, here we are. Some of us have 3 weeks left. Some of us may have 4 weeks left. But at some point, you're going to have to call it a year in 2017. I want to continue our conversation. I've been, over the last several videos, sharing with you just some of our benchmarks. You know, I have found in coaching advisors now for nearly 25 years that there are 18 critical success factors that when focused on, executed, lived by, you can be a multi-million-dollar producer if that is indeed your goal. So today, let's talk about morning success rituals. It's actually our third benchmark of 18. So what's a morning success ritual? See, what I have found, and it's been very fascinating, the last several years, there's been a lot of talk just in circles, right? So not just our industry, but you know, in various different other coaches and personal development consultants, authors, gurus, whatever you want to call them, you know, about morning success rituals, MSRs, right? And, you know, I've been practicing a morning ritual from, oh my God, 30, 35 years ago when I got my first Tony Robbins Personal Power, the tapes, the actual, remember the little cassette tapes we used to put in the machine? And he talked about your power hour or your hour of power, right? And I really remember that because, and he really made a distinction about athletes and how you need to go ahead, and all athletes have this concept that before they go ahead and you know, compete at the highest level, they do prep, a pregame ritual, a pregame warm-up in essence, right? And I thought, wow, what a great analogy, what a great metaphor, right? Athletic success, and our business is very similar to that. So over the last, like I said, personally, over 35 years, you know, I've always practiced some level of morning ritual. You know, some days are better than others, right? We're all human, but every day I have an intent to it, at least for the first 30 to 45 minutes every day. And what I find with my clients, those who practice and absolutely dial in their morning ritual, they stay consistent. They're very clear on what their goals are. They're very clear on what they need to do every given day. And they basically give themselves an edge because they know in advance what they're looking to produce in terms of outcomes every day. Okay? Now, what most advisors do, quite frankly, and look, you know, I've talked to thousands of you over the years, and we can be honest, right? Most of you, quite frankly, get up and the first thing you reach for is your iPhone or your pad or your mobile device. What do? You do one of two things. You either start checking your email or you start checking the news, right? Or 1A or 1B, right? And so immediately within the first 5 or 10 minutes of being conscious, right, you now have ceded control of your mind to third parties. What's in your inbox? What's going on in the world? And this is what holds you back from becoming super successful, because you are not setting the agenda for yourself. You're allowing third parties. And I know what some people are going to say, oh, Joe, yeah, but I need to know what's going on. How about if a client has a crisis? Look, we are not trauma surgeons. What's ever burning a hole in one of your client's pockets will be there in 30 to 60 minutes. Trust me, if it was a true crisis, you would have got a phone call. All right? So let's not over embellish our importance with crises, right? And make that a rationale to do dumb things, right? Which check email, check news. Do all that 45 minutes later, 60 minutes later maybe, okay? So what are the elements of a morning ritual? Well, you know, now the next question, what do they look like? So I'm going to give you a very quick, you know, kind of synopsis, if you will, and we have a whole e-learning series on it, but I'm going to give you kind of the basics real quick. So the first thing we want to do is, you know, we're going to get up, and I'll give you mine, so that's probably the better way to do it. So the first thing I do when I get up is I go ahead and I visualize. So I get up, and first thing I do, I visualize, and I do my gratitude, right? So, hey, visualize my day, what I'm grateful for, how lucky I am, and I use that word specifically, lucky. Look, there are plenty of instances around the world, even in the United States, where you don't want that life. You would never trade places with that other human being. So, and look, I don't care if you're having a sucky year in this business, your hair's on fire, all this other crazy stuff. Here's the reality, man, I can give you tens, if not millions of examples of other human beings who have a shitty life. All right? So never come here and never wake up in the day, oh man, this sucks. You don't know what suck is, period. Okay? We just did Thanksgiving, right? What are we grateful for? Were you grateful to be in this profession? Were you grateful that you could change lives of people? Were you grateful that you have unlimited opportunity? Do you realize that as an advisor, as a planner, that you have unlimited opportunity? That if you want to make $1 million a year, you can. If you want to make $250,000, you can. If you want to make $5 million a year, you can by helping others. There's no limit to this. Talk about unlimited opportunity, and the opportunity is just going to get better. All right, I'm digressing. Now, so what else do we do? So I do my gratitudes, I do my visualization of my day, my strategic things, and then what I do, and I'm going to go hopefully grab it here real quick. I grab this baby. Now, for those of you who are listening to me on SoundCloud and iTunes, you're like, what did he just grab? I grabbed my 2-page quarterly game plan. Now, inside this quarterly game plan, I have everything I need to do to kind of get my mind right, from who I am as a person, who I am as a professional, what life means to me, my values, rules, my beliefs, my self-image, my internal dialogue. I dial all that in the first 10, 15 minutes of my day. Why? Because I need to be excellent each and every day, right? Remember, and it's been interesting. Last couple of days, there's been a lot of talk. Some of the other gurus out there are now talking about, practice management's okay, but really the differential in success or failure in this business is mindset. Well, geez, I've been preaching that for 25 years. No kidding. Welcome to the party. You're a little late, right? And I think that's the key thing here. That look, you can sit there and do practice management until you're blue in the face. If your mind's not right, which, by the way, the morning ritual is a key component. I call it the success wheel hub, right? Morning ritual, tracking, marketing, business development, power, energy, consistency, persistency, right? Without that morning ritual as a hub, got no wheel. Nothing holds it together. That's why the morning ritual is so important. So what else do we do? Well, we review our quarterly game plan, right? We go ahead, and by the way, it's 2 pages. And if you're a Magellan member, you know exactly, you have access to it right now. And then what we're going to do is, in most cases, we're going to do some personal development work. We're going to listen to something, we're going to watch something, we're going to read something. And when I say something, I do not mean the Wall Street Journal. I mean something inspirational, something motivational, something spiritual, something devotional, whatever is going to float your boat. That's what you want to do, right? And you want to get that in your brain early in the day, because it will act as a buffer for all the BS that's going to come your way while you're conscious the other 16 to 18 hours. That's why it's so important. You focus on this, okay? And then, quite frankly, the other thing we want to do, after we do our PD, we get up, and we do our daily game plan. We review our daily game plan, or we create our daily game plan. That little written thing you're supposed to have. Hey, what do I want to accomplish today? And it is not your to-do list. We'll save that for another video. I'll explain daily game plans on a future video. But you need to take look. If you can't give yourself 30 minutes in the morning to kind of prime yourself and get your mind right, then you got something really wrong. And I say that as respectfully as I can. If you're waking up and your hair's on fire, and look, I've got plenty of clients who have children. Half my clients are women, and I understand that there's a different set of to-dos in the morning than men. I get that. There's always a way to pull this off. There's always a way. So if you can't do it the first 30 minutes because you got to get up and walk the dog, make sure the kids get up to school and the whole nine yards there, hey, get that all done and then start it. And I'm going to say this, and it may freak some of you out. I would much rather you show up to your office a little later in the day with a great morning ritual, knowing what your daily game plan is, ready to rock and roll, kick some ass, than to kind of show up at 8 o'clock or 7:30 because that's when you think you need to be there, and then you have no idea what you want to do or why you're even there. I would rather you come in at 9 o'clock and kill it than show up at 7:30 and wander through the day. And I'm being totally honest. All right? Morning ritual, it's the number one predictor. The number one predictor of consistency. You want to be consistent, and you all know what I mean by consistent, right? Because you all had stretches, right, where you kind of put it all together for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two, and the reel dials in, and something happens, like a vacation, a trip, an illness, whatever, and it all breaks down, and you're like, what happened? Where'd my fire go? Where'd the juice go, right? It's because your morning ritual went sideways, okay? So I want you to think about this as we get into business planning season here. How do you want to approach your morning ritual, okay? Last thing. It is business planning season. Right after Thanksgiving, I go right into that mode here. So there's two opportunities, and yeah, I'm going to throw you a pitch. That's right. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to kind of weave it in here. I don't believe that. So here's the deal. If you want access to the industry's best, and I mean by far, nobody's even close second, the best strategic business planning process, you have two options. Come visit me in January in Orlando. We've got 7 days left while that's open. Or go ahead and acquire our strategic planning system. Either way is cool with me, but do something, right? Do not go into 2018 expecting a great year with the same habits, beliefs, and attitude and process in 2017. That is the definition of insanity. Have a great day. Be with you again real soon.